The bonds beyond worlds. The sky above Konoha, usually a comforting cerulean, began to fracture. Cracks, like lightning bolts frozen in time, spread across the heavens, revealing glimpses of impossible landscapes. A vast, endless ocean, towering cityscapes, and ancient, gnarled forests. Naruto Uzumaki, mid-training, stopped dead, his eyes wide with a mixture of awe and growing unease. "What in the world?" he muttered, his heart pounding. The very air vibrated with an unfamiliar energy, and the ground beneath his feet trembled. He felt a profound shift, a disturbance in the fabric of his reality, and an instinctual dread began to settle in. His village, his home, seemed to shimmer at the edges, as if struggling to hold its form. Miles away, across an ocean that had suddenly become a maelstrom of unnatural currents, Monkey D. Luffy stood on the deck of the Thousand Sunny. His usual carefree grin was replaced by a look of wide-eyed astonishment, as the Grand Line, already a place of bizarre phenomena, outdid itself. Islands, alien and jagged, rose from the churning waters, their forms unlike anything he had ever seen. "Whoa, new adventures," he exclaimed, a spark of excitement in his eyes. But even his boundless optimism couldn't entirely mask the underlying confusion. The very waves seemed to whisper of worlds colliding, of realities intertwining in a way that defied all logic. Naruto and Sasuke found themselves disoriented, teleported to a dense, unfamiliar forest where the trees whispered secrets in a strange tongue. Suddenly, a figure with a shock of golden hair and a metal arm landed before them, a furious glare in his eyes. "Who are you? And what did you do to my world?" Edward Elric demanded, his hand already glowing with alchemical energy. Naruto, ever the hothead, bristled. "We didn't do anything. Our world's messed up too." Sasuke, ever calm, observed the newcomer, sensing a power unlike any he'd encountered. The air crackled with tension, a clash of worlds on the brink of erupting into battle. Meanwhile, Luffy, Hinata, and a slumbering Nezuko, still nestled in her wooden box, stumbled into a desolate, war-torn landscape, littered with colossal skeletal remains. There, they encountered two stern-faced individuals, their movements precise and their gazes sharp. "State your purpose," Levi Ackerman commanded, his voice devoid of warmth, his hand hovering near his blade. Mikasa Ackerman stood ready, her eyes scanning their strange attire. Luffy, unfazed, simply pointed. "We're looking for food, and maybe some new friends." Anya Forger, peeking from behind a crumbling wall, giggled, sensing the chaotic energy of the new arrivals. Suddenly, the fractured skies pulsed, and a chillingly calm voice resonated through the merged realities, amplified by an unseen force. A colossal, ethereal screen materialized, displaying the cold, calculating face of Light Yagami. "Welcome, denizens of disparate worlds," he began, his voice laced with an unsettling self-righteousness. "I am Light Yagami, and I have brought you together. Your worlds were flawed, rife with chaos and injustice. By merging them, I shall create a perfect new order, a world free of crime, ruled by my divine judgment." The heroes listened, horrified, as the true architect of their predicament revealed his terrifying ambition, the faint, sinister glow of the Death Note emanating from his hand. Light's chilling proclamation was swiftly followed by an assault. Shadowy, monstrous figures, born from the fractured realities, lunged at the heroes. "All right, let's show 'em what we're made of." Luffy roared, stretching his arm with incredible force. Goku, radiating golden energy, met the charge with a powerful punch that disintegrated a creature. Naruto, now in Sage mode, formed a Rasengan, a sphere of swirling chakra, and launched it, obliterating another. The initial chaos gave way to a desperate, exhilarating dance of combat, as the first bonds of battle began to form between the unlikely allies. While the powerhouses engaged the larger threats, others demonstrated their precision and tactical brilliance. Levi, a blur of motion with his ODM gear, sliced through a shadowy construct with terrifying efficiency. Mikasa, equally agile, defended a small, wide-eyed Anya, who peeked out from behind her leg, sensing the danger but also the thrill of the fight. Edward Elric transmuted the ground, creating barriers and traps, while Killua, moving with blinding speed, unleashed arcs of electricity, paralyzing the encroaching shadows. They were a symphony of diverse fighting styles, united by a common enemy. The battle raged, but the sheer numbers of Light's constructs began to wear the heroes down. Exhaustion etched itself onto their faces, and a shadow of despair threatened to engulf them. Then, a radiant light erupted. Sailor Moon, her eyes filled with unwavering conviction, raised her hand. "We cannot give up, not when there's still hope," she declared, her voice ringing with purity. A wave of shimmering energy washed over them, renewing their spirits. Beside her, the colossal, gentle form of Totoro emerged from a swirling vortex, his comforting presence a silent beacon of reassurance, reminding them of the simple joys worth fighting for. Inspired, the heroes launched their final assault. Itachi and Sasuke, their Mangekyo Sharingan swirling with intricate patterns, stood back to back, their combined power unleashing a devastating Amaterasu, black flames consuming Light's strongest defenses. Killua, a flash of lightning, bypassed the remaining constructs, aiming for Light's hidden stronghold. The air crackled with raw power, a testament to their forged bonds. Each hero, driven by courage and hope, pushed past their limits, knowing this was their one chance to reclaim their worlds. Cornered, Light Yagami's calm facade finally shattered. His eyes, once so cold, now burned with a desperate fury. "You fools! You cannot stop me. I am justice!" he shrieked, clutching the death note, attempting one last, desperate act of manipulation. But it was too late. Goku, radiating intense power, charged forward, his fist glowing with a final, decisive blow. The combined might of all the heroes had created an opening, and Goku, with a roar that echoed through the fractured realities, delivered the punch that shattered Light's twisted dream and broke his hold over their worlds. The fractured skies slowly mended, and the merged realities started to pull apart. A bittersweet silence fell upon the heroes. "It's time," Naruto said, his voice thick with emotion, as he turned to Hinata. Their hands clasped, a silent promise passing between them. The bonds forged in battle, the friendships born of crisis, would forever be etched in their hearts, even as their worlds drifted back to their rightful places. Tears welled in many eyes, a testament to the profound connection they had shared.